Good morning. It's December 22nd, and this is your daily brief in climate change. Here's everything you need to know. New genetic evidence from a study of Turket's octopus suggests that the West Antarctic ice sheet, WAIS, is at risk of collapsing, leading to potential sea level rise. Octopuses from different areas around Antarctica were found to have intermingled and swapped DNA about 120,000 years ago, suggesting the ice sheet was not present at that time. If the ice sheet were to melt entirely, global sea levels could rise by up to 16 feet, a global warming increase of 1.5 degrees Celsius over pre-industrial levels may be a tipping point for the ice sheet. The last interglacial period, when the octopus DNA mingling occurred, provides a good analogy for present-day climate change. The West Antarctic ice sheet is at a greater risk of collapse than previously believed, with a potential long-term sea level rise of 3.3 to 5 meters. This underscores the urgent need to limit global warming to prevent the tipping point for the ice sheet's collapse. Further DNA analysis of other animals may provide more insight into the ice sheet's history and future fate. Over 110 elephants have died in Zimbabwe's Hwange National Park due to a prolonged drought worsened by climate change and the El Niño phenomenon. The park is considered overpopulated and struggling to cope with water scarcity. Elephants are forced to drink from contaminated sources near human settlements, increasing their risk. Despite efforts to provide water, the situation remains critical. Rangers are removing tusks from decomposing elephant corpses to deter poachers. The drought, worsened by El Niño, has caused elephant deaths in neighboring countries, too. Authorities warn that more elephants could die as forecasts predict a dry and hot summer ahead. The Caspian Sea is undergoing a severe decline in water levels, resulting in economic and environmental issues for Turkmenistan and other regional countries. The diminishing water levels have disrupted ferry routes, receded shorelines, and put maritime infrastructure at risk. Scientists attribute the decline to natural processes worsened by climate change, predicting water levels could drop between 8 to 30 meters by 2100. Marine life, including seals, are also affected by the water level decline. Kazakhstan's leader, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, plans to establish a research institute to study the Caspian Sea. The decline has further strained Turkmenistan's already struggling economy due to the closure of ferry routes and the need to construct new piers. Satellite images reveal significant shoreline recession, notably in the towns of Hazar and Turkmenbashi. Maritime infrastructure and regional trade, including Kazakhstan's oil and gas industry, are threatened by the declining water levels. The shrinking Caspian Sea presents considerable economic and environmental challenges, requiring cooperation and attention from the affected nations. Since the Paris Agreement in 2015, significant climate changes have been observed. The United States has experienced many billion-dollar weather and climate disasters, raising concerns about the increasing costs of these events. Antarctica's Larsen C ice shelf developed a large crack, and the longest-ever mass coral bleaching event was witnessed. Carbon dioxide, CO2, levels in the atmosphere have been continually rising, with 2020 having the highest greenhouse gas concentrations on record. Despite economic slowdowns due to COVID-19, CO2 levels still increased. Burning of fossil fuels causes millions of premature deaths annually. In 2022, it was found that global CO2 concentrations were 50% higher than pre-industrial times. Marine heat waves, a mega drought in the U.S., and the hottest summer on record in 2023 further demonstrate the impacts of climate change. There's a 50% chance that temperatures will regularly exceed 1.5 degrees C above pre-industrial levels within 7 years. The ocean's capacity to absorb CO2 may be decreasing, leading to higher atmospheric CO2 levels. The U.S. has experienced a record-breaking number of billion-dollar weather and climate disasters. Overall, CO2 levels have steadily increased, and the costs and impacts of climate-related events continue to escalate. China is experiencing a severe cold wave with record-breaking low temperatures. Over 20 stations have reported historic lows for December, with Hohhot, the capital of Inner Mongolia, breaking a nearly 70-year-old record with a temperature of minus 29.1 degrees Celsius. Authorities have issued a cold temperature alert in the northern, eastern, and southeastern regions. This extreme cold comes after a summer of extreme heat and devastating floods. Experts warn that these extreme weather events are becoming more frequent due to climate change caused by greenhouse gas emissions. This has been your daily brief in climate change. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates at www.brief.news. And for more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit www.brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.